Good morning. My name's Allison. Happy you're here. I've just got the update that you have made the decision to go ahead with a 2025 Forester Limited. That's great to hear. I want to take the next few minutes. I want to go over all of the exterior as well as interior features. So this is useful for you maybe in a couple ways. It'll give you a reference after you pick up your car if you don't remember what we've talked about. Also, it means that it is going to make your delivery day a little less stressful as we're not going to have to spend as much time. Maybe you're already going to feel familiar by the time you're picking up your car. We're going to start with the exterior. We might as well start right at the front. So, of course, the steering responsive LED headlights are now standard on the Forester. So this is going to keep you safer every turn of your drive. You also have the LED fog lights, as well as all the safety features that a Forester can offer. You've got the two forward-facing cameras that are in behind the windshield. That's going to be your pre-collision braking as well as your adaptive cruise control. There's a single mono camera mounted a little bit lower. That's going to be helping with the high beam assist. So when you're out driving on the highway using your high beams, when a car's coming towards you, it's going to dim your lights down and then reset them back up to a high beam when that car goes by. It's very polite, and I think it's kind of fitting, wouldn't you say? You also are going to have the blind spot detection in the side, the indicator in the side of your wing mirrors. You, of course, have the reverse automatic braking as well as the rear cross traffic alert. When we get to the inside of the vehicle, I'll also teach you about the driver focus. That's our distracted driver mitigation system. So it means while you're driving, there is going to be an infrared camera keeping track of your eyes. So it's going to be able to yell at you if you're looking away from the road too much, or for those long highway drives if you're falling asleep at the wheel. One comment I often hear as people are car shopping is they say, since we don't put the trim levels on the back of the vehicle, how could you ever know what package it is? Well, for the Limited, the indicators are going to be an 18-inch wheel. It's a two-tone alloy, of course, factory equipped with your Falken all-season tires. Also, your mirror caps are in a gray metallic. You also do have the ladder style roof rails. If you notice a Forester with low profile roof rails, that's going to be either the Sport or the Premier package. When you take a glance at the vehicle as well, with the black leather seating, ladder style roof rails, that's going to mean it's a Limited. One point that I maybe have not gone on and on about enough because I'm so used to it, but let's discuss how open the back door can become. It is not quite, but almost a 90-degree opening. Also, the seat is laid in a little bit further, giving you a lot of access. So accessibility is one of the points people are commonly looking for. Perhaps you have a parent that you're going to be driving around as well, and you want to make sure they can get in and out of the vehicle comfortably. With a Forester, the height is great. You're not getting up or down, and you also have lots of space to be able to swing your legs in and out. That, for front seat and back seat, can be one of the items that will make people select a Forester. But the other items, while I have it open, for the back seat is, of course, you do have the center fold-down armrest and cup holders. You do have heated back seats, the two outboard seats, and you do have USB-A and USB-C charging ports, as well the reclining back seat, which is located right behind the seat belt. You will see a little nylon loop. If you pull that and push back, you have 3 levels of recline that you can have for your back seat. With the redesign for 2025, the Forester has come out with a new hands-free tailgate opening. This is going to be available touring package and higher. So for Canada, that is touring, sport, limited, and premier. So what that entails is having your proximity key with you, whether it's in your hand or your pocket. If you stand at the center back of the vehicle, right in front of the logo, and you just do a kick upwards, you'll be able to have the tailgate open. It's quick and easy. Often your hands are full of groceries, kids, dogs. I mean, there's lots of things that make it a hands-free opening much more convenient. For closing the tailgate is going to be the same process. You do the kick upwards, you'll hear 1, 2, 3 beeps, and then your tailgate closes. Over the generations, this tailgate closing speed has also increased exponentially. There is, of course, the buttons on the key fob. So the top button is lock. The logo itself is your unlock. So if you press that once, it'll unlock the driver's door. If you double click it, it will unlock all doors. The bottom button here is your tailgate. So if you hold that until it beeps, then of course you can also open, stop, and close your trunk opening. Below that is your panic button. So if you need to honk your horn and flash your lights, remember where you parked. That's how you do it. And on the back, if your battery ever goes dead, you can push in the little silver tab and you can pull out a physical key, and that will be able to get you into your driver's door so that you can pop your hood and get your car boosted. But why don't we look at the features in the trunk a little more closely now that we're here. Part of the Manitoba package for the Forester is this cargo net. So that has been installed. Also, your vehicle will come standard with carpet floor mats. Manitoba package will have the upgrade to the rubber floor mats. The cargo area tray is standard from Touring and up, and the cargo cover is standard from Touring and up. At the Limited, you also do have this one-touch fold-down button, so you go shopping and you buy too much stuff. Look at this. You flip this down and pop. There goes your back seat, lays down nice and flat. These hooks can be your grocery bag hooks, and on the other side, you do have a 12-volt adapter, your other one-touch fold-down, and then below the floor deck, this is going to have your spare tire, your jack, and your tow hooks as well. Tons of space. Fuel door for the Forester is going to be located on the passenger side. So when the doors are unlocked, then it is simply a push-pop release. It is regular gas, which will be noted right here. It is not needing premium. Some clients will choose to do premium during winter months every once in a while, but it is not mandatory. It seems we're getting close to being able to get into the car and go through interior features. So we're going to start with the driver's door. Limited is the entry level to be having the memory seat settings. So the way that you are going to do that will be, of course, adjusting your driver's seat to where works best for you. When you get this setting as you want, you're going to press and hold set. And then while holding that, you press and hold 1 or 2 until you hear that beep. That means it's going to be set. You can overwrite it as many times as you want as well. The other features on your door is going to be your mirror adjustments. So you turn the dial for left or right mirror, and then you can push and adjust as you'd like. Auto front windows. This is your back windows, and this is your child window lock. So if this is pushed in, then only the driver can adjust your windows. Now we're getting to take a little glance through the interior. So Limited, of course, this is the black leather. On the Limited as well, it does have this beautiful kind of royal blue stitching detail. And you do have the 10-way power adjust seats. So this has got your up, down, back, forward. You also have the front thigh support adjust here. This is going to be the angle of the back. And this is going to be your lumbar support. So if you push in, that'll increase your lumbar. If you push it to the back, then it is going to put you into a more neutral position. Looking at the buttons and dials that are to the left of the steering wheel, this is your trunk release. So it works the same way as on your key fob. Push and hold until you hear the beeps. That can open, stop, and close the trunk. This is your brightness for your gauges. So it's set at the brightest setting. You can always dim it down if you would like for your driving comfort. And this is going to be that hands-free tailgate opening. When the button is out flush, as it is now, then it's activated. You push it in to override it, and you can see on the button it says pushed in is off. So that would mean that if you're going to be cleaning your car, have your keys, you don't want your trunk to accidentally open at you, you'll have to override that. Also, your trunk or your hood release is tucked back here just a little further than you might expect. As I've mentioned, your fuel door is now push from the outside, so there's no interior lever for that. And here we are, the beautiful 11.6-inch vertically mounted screen. This is what is the cause of concern for a lot of our customers, based off it being a more daunting screen than in previous generations. But I'm here to walk you through it. So we're going to start from the top left. This sticker is covering your hazard lights, so that's your four-way flashers. You have a menu bar along the top. The temperature or weather screen is tied to your SiriusXM. So you do have 3 months free of SiriusXM with a new car purchase. Once that SiriusXM subscription elapses, then this screen is just going to be blank. Your X mode is your four-wheel drive low. So your snow and dirt is going to be if you're in Winnipeg and we get a snowstorm and in the winter your back lane hasn't been cleared, you're concerned that you're going to get stuck. Fear not. Turn on your X mode. It's going to kick off because the car's not running. It'll move power to whichever wheel has traction, and it works up to 40 kilometers an hour. When you drive faster than 40 kilometers an hour, it's just going to kick you back into your regular all-wheel drive. Deep snow and mud. This is the second stage, and it is offered on the Sport, Limited, Premier, and Wilderness. This is going to allow your wheels to spin to get you out of whatever that predicament is. Also, you do have another screen that is going to be your common gauges. You can always change what you want those common gauges to be in here, the widgets, and you can have navigation. And this is going to be your radio station. You can go through any of those that you want. Top left button, this is your maps. So this is powered by TomTom, and I feel navigation to work your way through that screen hasn't changed a lot. So search is going to let you type in wherever it is you're wanting to go. You can add in favorites, put in your home, put in your work, and search things near you. This button right here, this is going to be your home button. It will take you back to your main screen from whatever other screen you are at. Your radio is second. So you've got FM, AM, SiriusXM. As I mentioned, you've got 3 months free of SiriusXM. And we have presets for radio stations. So if you are wanting to go into a radio station, you've got your tuning dial here. And then you're just going to press and hold until you hear that beep. That's going to set a radio station. You can overwrite those as much as you would like. Your volume dial is here. And to just push your volume dial will mute your radio as well. If we go back to the home screen, media, I don't waste a lot of time on that because if you were to plug in a USB stick of music, if you're to connect to your phone and have your Apple CarPlay, the car is going to be able to recognize and it'll automatically pop you over to those. To connect your phone, you're going to go in, say yes on your phone. We're going to get rid of whoever this is. That's how you delete. But if you're going to add, then you're going to go into settings on your phone, make sure that you tap into Bluetooth, that it's enabled, and then you're going to be checking. At the bottom of the screen will be new items to pair with. It'll say Forester, and you're going to follow through all those prompts. It will connect by Bluetooth, and then it's going to ask you, as long as your phone is capable, to switch over to the wireless Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. Apps will be showing that Apple CarPlay and Android Auto is built in. The My Subaru, which is your 3 years of remote start services through the app on your phone, the emergency services, and the roadside assistance. And as I mentioned, this is your SiriusXM travel link that showed that weather forecast. If we go into settings, this is going to give you kind of an overview. So here is where you can adjust your time, because daylight savings time is a real thing here in Manitoba, but you can update those however you want. Right now it's set auto, which means that it'll bounce off of the information from your phone and it'll update. but you can scroll through and you can set anything up how you want. Also, under this settings, sound, everything is set at a medium setting. You can adjust volumes of however you want them. If we do the arrow over to car, this will be a lot of your safety features. So eyesight, that's your pre-collision braking, the adaptive cruise control, the lane departure. There's so many things all together with that. But say you're going to go into a car wash and it's got the dangly downy things. You're going to drive in thinking that it's no problem. The eyesight will read that as a wall, and you might get it to go beep, beep, beep and hit the brakes, and it scares you. If that's a consideration, you might choose to turn off the pre-collision braking before you go into that car wash so that you can go in, go through, and then turn it back on and be on your way. Also, this has the driver monitoring system. So as I mentioned, this is facial recognition. So the driver monitoring system is convenience as well as safety. It's going to yell at you if you're driving distracted or you're falling asleep at the wheel. But also as you get in, if you've registered yourself, it's going to move your seat, your mirrors, and your climate control to the position that you want. So we're going to do a setup as the driver monitoring system is an infrared camera right here. So if we go into driver monitoring system, we're going to say that we want to register a user. Oh, we'll turn it on. Register user. There we go. And we're going to say this seating position is where works for me. You're going to face forward, making sure that your hands are not in the way. I've adjusted my seat into a terrible position, which is now going to mean that this camera is not going to like it. There we go. Often if you have an issue, it is based off your hand being in the way or your wheel being in the way of the infrared camera being able to see it. So we'll call myself driver A. Of course, I'm all about love. And now it's going to have recognized and have me saved. It'll also show up here as driver A. Nobody actually wants me to be saved in here, so I'm going to delete it so that we're set for the person who's actually taking this car home. Right. Car info is going to be showing you whether you're on an incline or a decline, where the power is moving, and also this gives you maintenance reminders. So this is going to give, it'll give you a prompt then for maintaining the vehicle. You can set this up. Your oil changes are every 6 months or 10,000 kilometers, whichever comes first. With the redesign of the Forester, it is now a synthetic 0W16 is your oil that you're going to be using. Display off is a new feature that we are rolling out. With the bigger screen, there is people's concern that they're going to be distracted for a night drive. So if you turn display off, then it means your music that you're playing is still going to keep playing, but your screens are going to go to sleep. Why this can be beneficial is you can have your gauges still at the brightness that you want. You're not missing out on any of that information, but you're not having anything here pulling your attention. As you maybe have noticed, the climate control is at the bottom of this screen. Fear not. Tap on the screen, climate control comes back up so that you can adjust your fan up and down, whatever it is you're needing to do, and then the screen goes back to sleep. When you're ready for the screen to be back up fully active, the easiest way to go is to push and hold the volume dial for the count of 3, as I find then you don't have to take your eyes off the road. Or you can tap and hit the home button, and then you're back up and running. Down in the bottom section of the screen, as I've shown you a bunch of times, this is your home button. To the left of it, this is grayed out because the car isn't actually running. That's your auto start stop. So it's an A with an arrow around it. So that is the feature that when the car decides it's a fuel efficient move, when you get to a stoplight, it's going to turn your car off. You often won't notice with the redesign for 2025, the start stop process is much smoother than it has been in previous generations. Maybe you don't even notice it until you're taking from your foot from the brake, and it means then the car will do a little shudder so you know that it's restarting and you're back on the drive. When you are drawing too much power from the battery though, the auto start stop can be enabled, but you're not meeting the criteria for it to actually turn the engine off. If you hate it, then you'll be able to turn that off, because with your startup process, it'll be like this with a green light. So you can just click it to override it. It is a default on, so that means the next time you start the car, it will be enabled. To the left is AVH, so that is an auto vehicle hold. It is like a hill brake, so that means that when you, if you turn it on, when you're at a stop, it will keep you at a stop until you put your foot on the gas to release it. So you can use that coming out of some of those steep parkades. It's a very useful situation. This car with a circle around it is another way to be able to access all of your kind of driving features. So another way to get to X mode, your driving assistance is going to be your safety features. More setting is going to adjust all of your volumes, or if you want to switch over to miles and miles per gallon, you can do that there. To the right, this is about managing devices. So you're connecting, or you're deleting, or you're switching what phone is connected. And profile will link so that you can have a name linked to an appropriate phone if you want to be able to push to who is being connected. Down at the bottom and on the sides, this is all your climate control. So right under the volume dial, this is your front defrost. Right under the tuning dial is your rear defrost. There is temperature adjustments up and down. These are hard buttons that you can adjust without taking your eyes off the road. 0.5 degree for each button push. Heated seats either side are on the top row. And this is fan all. So this is if you have people in the back seat, you want the heating or cooling to go to the back seats. If you're only having people in the front cabin, then you can turn that off and you'll see it says driver. Air conditioning button down here, and the full on off for the HVAC system is over here. Your fan speed is down at the bottom, and they have updated so there are bigger buttons so that you can adjust your fan speed without taking your eyes off the road. This black box will give you a pop-up. Whoop. It means you can adjust your temperature with a slider. You can sync if you want so that everybody is at the same temperature as the driver wants. Your bottom row is going to be about where the air is blowing. You can also kick on your air conditioning here. And what's great is when you don't touch this screen for 10 seconds, it's automatically going to minimize. So while you're driving, if you were to open it, make an adjustment, you can get back to driving and you don't have to worry about then Xing out of the screen again. The other things that are great about it is just glancing over with a bigger screen. It means that you're not having to try and look longer to pinpoint what it is you're needing to see. So this is all about your main screen. We're now going to be able to go below the screen. With the redesign now, we also do have USB-C, USB-A, and of course you've still got an auxiliary plug, as well as a wireless charging mat here. So phones, it will be dependent on the case that you have and the functionality of the phone, but you can toss it on back down and you can have charge. The wireless charger is never going to be as fast as plugging in, but it's super convenient. Also, right in front of the yellow sticker, there is a power button, so you can choose to turn it off if you're just wanting to use this as a cubby hole. Otherwise, the only other things that are down here is the parking brake. So we're going to get through that in the next section. But if we were to go up, then you have your fancy dancy HomeLink mirror. So this is auto dimming. You've got the digital compass here, and you've got 3 points that you can connect garage doors to it. So what you would be doing is, imagine this is a garage door clicker. You're going to set to pair, and then you're going to push and hold the button so that your clicker can pair with the mirror. When this changes to a solid green button, then it means you're good to go. If it goes to a flashing green button, then it does mean you're going to have to kind of escalate it. You're going to have to go and pair from the main garage door unit, not off the clicker. Otherwise, above your head, you also do have the Starlink buttons, the My Subaru buttons, and I'll get you a better view of that. I have found maybe the most awkward angle that I could possibly show you the My Subaru and Starlink buttons, but here we are. So the SOS button, this is going to be your emergency services. So if you are in an accident, hit that button. You're going to connect to a person so they can dispatch appropriate assistance for you. If you do get in an accident and it meets the criteria, then someone's going to call to see that you're okay. And if you're unresponsive, they're going to bounce off your location and send assistance. There is also the concierge button here. So that means if you're driving somewhere you're not familiar with, maybe you're low on gas, you can call and get directions to a gas station. You also have your sunroof controls here and that big giant sunroof that I've got covered up right now. Down between the two front seats, then we do have your electronic parking brake. So it's going to be the same motion as an old e-brake. Pull it up to set, and you do have to have your foot on the brake to then push down to release. You also have a 12-volt adapter, and here is your center console. Great storage space. Thank you so much for taking the time to go through all the features and controls on the Forester Limited. I think you're now officially a Forester professional. What do you think? Again, my name is Allison Bentham. I work here at Jim Pattison Subaru South in Winnipeg, Manitoba. I'm so pleased to be part of your process. If you have any questions or concerns going forward, my phone number is right here. I strongly encourage you to reach out, ask your questions. I'm happy to help. But again, congratulations on the new Forester Limited and welcome to the family.